So last year, sitting in this exact chair in this exact little home studio we've built up, I said in a live stream that we're going to get to a point where we have nearly a two-tiered system, a two-tiered society, where some people who are vaccinated get to go to the best schools and have the best jobs and do the best things, and those who aren't vaccinated, they're not going to do those things. And it looks like, unfortunately, I might have been onto something. And a friend reached out to me who's in LA, and he said, look at this. As of November 4th, I can't go into a Starbucks unless I'm vaccinated. He is vaccinated, so he wasn't flipping out or anything, but he was just saying that blows my mind. And he asked me if those similar laws to what Los Angeles is doing could ever hit Vegas. And that's the topic of today's video. Will vaccine mandates ever hit Las Vegas? And what would be the impact on it in general in terms of business? I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to talk about whether or not vaccines stop anything, because I think at this point, most people will admit that they don't. They stop the severity. You have a much better chance of not dying from COVID if you have a vaccine. But at the same time, it's not me to tell you to get one. And for the record, I am vaccinated. My name is Steven, and I am not leaving Las Vegas, and I am vaccinated. I got the vaccine because I thought it could allow me to live my life easier and take off my mask. We still wear masks, so there's that for you. It's frustrating. If you're frustrated, leave us a comment below. Let us know that you're frustrated. I want to know. It's okay to be frustrated. It's 20 months into this thing, almost 21. We're going 2 years into this, and we don't have a lot of answers or a way out. But do vaccine mandates help, and what would they do to Vegas? Okay, so like, share, subscribe. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. My name is Steven. If I already mentioned that, I've made this video 4 times. Make sure you guys leave us that comment. And we have 2 different channel sponsors on this video. We have our first channel sponsor, which is Pinay Magazine. And so what they are, Pinay Magazine and its affiliates are actually cryptocurrencies traded on the Ethereum blockchain as Ethereum 2.0 validators. Their aim is to showcase the global Pinay. And Pinay actually is, meaning of that word is a woman of Filipino origin. Their first issue is actually going to feature Filipinas from North America. The further issues down the line are going to feature women from the UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Asia, and what's called the Gulf Cooperation Council of Countries, which is places like Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. And they actually rent out the billboard over at Resorts World, and they show off their women there 1 week out of the month, out of every single month of the year. So they have that Vegas tie-in. They're launching their brand out here. Check them out on Instagram. It's the first link in the first comment of this video. You guys can go say hello and tell them that I sent you. And if you're into Ethereum stuff, I just started off my Bitcoin channel, my crypto channel. Mind you, it's not Bitcoin, it's mostly Ethereum. It's called Not Leaving Crypto, and I'll leave that link in the first comment that's pinned up of this video as well. So if you want to go watch my videos on crypto stuff, if you're interested in learning, you go there for that. We also have VegasFaceMask.com notice at the end. Speaking of how I have to wear a mask still, even though I'm vaccinated out here in Las Vegas. My wife makes these, sends them out 2 for $25 with free shipping directly to you. No nose wire. Goes around the back of the head, not the ears. We have 60 different types, I think. Solid colors if you got to wear them from work. If you got to wear a mask, wear one that doesn't suck. VegasFaceMask.com. No S at the end, the only 2 that you'll ever need. Will Vegas ever require vaccines? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Remember old Home Improvement where Al Borland? He would say, I don't think so, Tim. I don't think so, Tim. I don't think we're going to a place where we need vaccines out here, where we have to have them, where they're required. And there's a couple of different reasons. And one of the biggest things is that the casino industry knows that they have to cater to everybody equally. The money that comes into Vegas doesn't have a D for Democrat or an R for Republican next to it, and neither does mine, and neither does yours, by the way. So just keep that in mind the next time you're having some political uproar on social media, is that we're all in this same you-know-what show together, and Vegas knows that. So why would they go and alienate people and make people upset and tell people that want a health exemption because their doctor told them not to get a vaccine, or people who already had COVID? Why would you tell those people that they can't walk into a casino in Vegas? It makes absolutely 0 sense whatsoever. And then you say, well, what if your governor says so? Yeah, the governor could say that. But the problem with that for the governor, he's between a rock and a hard place. Because out here in Nevada, most of the things that fund the entire state come from one area. That's here, Clark County. That's our casino gaming sector. So if you were to make it so people need a vaccine to enter a building, even if they don't gamble, they're still not going to be able to go to the restaurant because that's in the casino. And if they can't enter the casino, they can't do anything. They don't come here. And then we lose out to places like Branson, Missouri, other areas with gaming where they don't require these things. And then the city just falls apart. But where the city falls apart, the state shortly follows. We go from being the silver state to the completely broke state, and that's not going to happen. So I don't suspect it'll ever happen. The other thing is compliance, rules, regulation. How are you going to regulate? You know, on average before COVID, the stat was there's 250,000 people here from somewhere else every single day. How are you going to manage 250,000 people? It's just really tough. It's easier to manage a non-smoking property like the non-smoking property here in town, the Park MGM, because it's non-smoking. It's obvious that somebody's smoking on the casino floor. You ask them to walk out if they are. It's easier to manage something like Circa with the 21 plus because it's a smaller property. But to collectively tell every property in Vegas you have to be 21 plus would be a logistical nightmare. And by the way, I mean, Circa knows that they preclude families from going into Circa. They have one special exemption for Barry's, which is the steakhouse. And the Park MGM knows that they run the risk of having smokers not go to their property. But to regulate that by the government is not something that anybody did. And that's where we would have a major problem. People would be furious if this happened, and gaming companies would just basically rage quit and focus more on their Asian properties if this were a deal. And I don't see that ever happening. The governor wants to be reelected, and people definitely want to be able to come to Vegas if they decide that they don't want to have a vaccine. And that's their shot. And look, let's be honest, you're taking a risk if you come to a high population area. If you are not vaccinated and you go to a Golden Knights game, you're taking a risk. If you are not vaccinated and you go to your kid's dance recital, you're taking a risk. But it's your risk to take. It's not my risk. I'm not telling you. I'm vaccinated, and that's what people aren't remembering either. If the vaccine is meant to keep you from getting sick or severely sick and you want to get one, go ahead and get one. Do it. And that way you know that you're not going to be super duper sick if it hits you. But don't tell other people what they have to do in the forms of the government, because I don't think that works. But that's just me, okay? And some people are going to argue in my comments, and they're going to say that I'm very irresponsible, and they're going to say, how dare you? Don't you know that the vaccine stops the pandemic? And the truth is, at this point, it doesn't. Because we all know that people who are vaccinated can spread it. So it's become to a point where people have to make their choices and take their shots and take their risks. And I'm scared to death of even uploading this video, because you guys, I might lose some of you guys and you might hate me forever for saying it, but I want you to come here. If you got a vaccine, thank you for getting your vaccine. If you didn't get a vaccine, I respect your decision not to get one. I got one, my wife got one. I have friends that didn't get one, and I still hang out with those people too, because we have to be balanced with each other nowadays, right? Remember, at the end of the day, it's one country and one people, and I just wish people would remember that. So, vaccines, mandates, I don't suspect it'll ever happen. And if it does happen, I'll refer back to this video and say, boy, was I ever wrong. Two-tiered society. In places like LA, it almost seems like it, which is what makes me glad that my name is Steven and I am not leaving Las Vegas. Although I will be in LA this weekend coming up for a video shoot. But I'm coming back where I don't have to worry about walking into a building if they are going to require a vaccine booster, which I might not even get because I'm otherwise healthy, and maybe they would, and who knows. See, it's so dicey. But I'm going to end this video right now by telling you thank you guys for watching, sharing, liking, hitting the bell for future notifications. Check out our channel sponsor over on Instagram, P9 Magazine. Check out VegasFaceMask.com. Check out my Ethereum, crypto, Bitcoin channel, Not Leaving Crypto. It's in the first comment of this video, along with all the other links. Now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click, and are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click!